Good morning, I'm Rowley. I'm one of the custodians of this beautiful woodland in the heart of Derbyshire. This is video blog number 11. Yesterday I went to the garden centre on the lookout for cheap plants for the woodland. And all of a sudden I was thinking of the woodland, the spirits, Mother Earth and Father Sky. And a plant just fell from the racking. It was an azalea. I had no intention of buying an azalea for the woodland, but this one spoke to me. I know what you're saying, that how can a plant speak to you? Sometimes when you're deep in thought and your mind's wandering, not really thinking about anything, sometimes you hear things just by listening. And this azalea spoke to me. In a Tang dynasty in 722 AD, these flowers were included in the poems of Bai Jilia, a poet who was in love with the azalea, which is fair to say. He planted them in his own yard and he referred to them as flowers of beauty and mist flowers. Hello, well, I've dug the hole and takes some doing at us in this woodland. It's on the surface of an old quarry, so it's extremely stony and you can't go down very deep. So I tip my hat off to all the trees which have survived in this woodland, and most of them have found a way how to do it, with roots above surface or roots which are wide spread instead of deep down. Nature always finds a way. And I'm just taking a breather. So we have our azalea there. We dug down, I'm saying we, me and the spirits of a woodland. I've dug down to about 3 foot, and I've got some compost with me, water, most important, tea and coffee. But I digress from what I'm saying. What I want to mention is a story what I had read, and it's about the azalea in Chinese folklore. It's about the origins of azalea and why you find so many blood red azaleas in China. A very long time ago, the king was assassinated. And in spirit, the king came back as a cuckoo. It sang such a bitterly way that blood came from its bill. Well, the place where the blood dripped was where a azalea bloomed. Thus the legendary saying that the cuckoo dyed red the azalea. On these legendary folklore stories, so beautiful, and I'm sure I can find more stories about the flowers, the trees, of a woodland plants which grow here. Oh, excuse me. So with nothing more to say, I could say plenty, but I want to get on with planting this azalea. So enjoy your cup of tea and just watch me do all the work. I want you to join with me. Oh, excuse me. The spade isn't shot. I want you to join with me the sacredness of planting. In this sacred part of a woodland, where the stone circle is, it's a time of reflection. It is perhaps the most sacred of gardening connections, planting seeds and other plants into Mother Earth in a hope and joy that the seeds in a plant grow into a gift of life. For over 3 years now, since I've had this woodland, the take-up of plants hasn't been great, I have to admit. When I planted all the trees here, I think only 1% took off, which would be a different blog. But sometimes people ask me why I spend so much money on a woodland which isn't mine. I see it as a woodland for everybody. And I like people to immerse themselves in the beauty of nature. But going back to planting, I understand why gardeners become full-time gardeners. It's the physical act of holding a plant or seed in our hand, placing it in the ground, covering it, watering it, nurturing it, and letting the sun, the rain, the stars, and the heavens shine down of what you've planted. A miracle of life. It can also bring great joy as well, especially in the trying times like now. In fact, one of my favorite authors in Native American culture is an American scientist and professor of botany. His name's Robin Wall. She speaks about the beauty of honouring the earth in these times. And I recently read her book, and she mentions about even a wounded world is feeding us. Even a wounded world holds us, giving us moments of wonder and joy. It may not be a direct quotation, but that's the essence of what she was saying. I choose joy over despair. Not because I'm in a position where I am, but because joy is what the earth gives me ideally, gives me daily, and I must return the gift by planting seeds and plants. And as a practicing pagan, I know what the joy of planting gives me knowledge of what and when, where and where to plant. Early March and the beginning of spring is a wonderful time. It's when the cool weather, vegetable and flower seeds can be put into the ground. The temperature of the soil is just right. And don't I just waffle on about everything or anything? And I'm sure you just want to see this wonderful azalea. Let me show you this wonderful azalea here in full bloom like I do. So let me get this in the ground, and I'll show you what the view is of where the azalea will spend the rest of its days.